Good afternoon and welcome to the Newland Bowling Club in Auckland for day 10 of BOWLS3FIVE Season 3. The virtual crowd in readiness here. Brenton Vanissero alongside Joe Edwards and Miles Davis as we look forward to the final two matches in round 5 of the BOWLS3FIVE season. 2 games to come today. The first coming up in just a few moments. It is the Chevalier Pirates taking on the Manurewa Kites here on Sky Sport 3 and Sky Sport Next. And then our final game of the round is the unbeaten Elmwood Park Saints taking on the Stokes Valley Vipers. The Saints clear at the top of the table, 4 from 4, a chance to pull 6 points clear remarkably, but for the Vipers a chance to stay right with them and emerge from that chasing pack. And for this game, the Pirates and the Kites, a chance to stay in touch with the top sides as well. And Joe Edwards, when we talk about the Chevalier Pirates, of course champions from year 1, they've been win-loss so far with a pretty steady lineup. How important for them to get another win on the board to, as I say, stay in touch with those sides at the top of the table? Yeah,
look, really important. Obviously a win for them will lift them up into that bit of a log jam behind the Elmwood Saints, but you know, it is a steady side with Kevin and Aidan being the regulars. It'll be interesting to see how they go against a pretty new Kites team. Yeah,
just one change to their lineup, and Miles, quite a lot of changes to the Manurewa Kites. Started the season so well, 2-0, but things haven't gone so well in the last couple of weeks.
No, they haven't. And it's interesting, like you say, a big change in the lineup. First time we haven't seen David Clark playing. But Shane Drabble's skipped for them for one of their triples at the national champs in the finals. He's normally a skip. He played exceedingly well every time I've seen him play down here, so I'm sure that he'll go out there and do a job. But they need to somehow stop this slide, because winning can become a habit, but so can losing. So a big game for them as well.
Yeah, dead right. Well, the players are eager to get onto the rink, so let's welcome them on here at the Newland Bowling Club. Firstly, the Chevalier Pirates. Jenny Stockford, Kevin Morris and Aidan Takarua. Just the one change, Jenny Stockford in for Angela Temple in that Pirates triple. And tonight they're taking on the Manurewa Kites. Steve Bicknell, Raywin Rennell and Shane Drabble. So 2 changes from the side that played last week. Bicknell and Rennell come in for David Clark and Sharon Perry. 2 players with Bicknell and Rennell on their BOWLS3FIVE debut, and Shane Drabble moving into that skip role. We've seen him play as number 2. As we are ready to get started here in our first game of the day. Final 2 games of round 5, of course, only 7 rounds in BOWLS3FIVE Season 3. So every game vitally important. They're playing ditch to ditch. Interestingly, or not so interestingly, it's probably more the trend. Manurewa winning the toss, Joe, and deciding to give up the mat, which has been what most skips have done.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's, you know, early on the start of the game, they're just a bit unsure on length, so having the last bowl is sometimes pretty good to have.
So first bowl, it's from Steve Bicknell and BOWLS3FIVE. So this triple for Manurewa, as Miles mentioned, actually played all together at the National Interclub, which they finished runners-up at to get promotion to BOWLS3FIVE on Sky Sports. So they'll be very familiar with each other.
What about Phil?
Both leads so far just struggling to find their range. The Kites were playing on the surface just moments before we went to air. Pirates had their practice a bit earlier.
Good, mate. Throw a shot, mate.
It's just going to stay on the surface. So something for the Kites to work with. After the previous short bowl from Steve Bicknell. Now Kevin Morris, as Joe mentioned, has played in all 4 games so far for Chev, along with the skip, Takarua.
Pull it down, raise up.
Pretty reliable.
Aidan's happy with that. Yep.
Pretty reliable again.
We had big boots to fill. Alex Reid in that position in year 1, won the title with Chev. No longer a member of the Pirates squad, working behind the scenes here instead at the Newland Bowling Club.
Make it 2, mate, just a foot.
Just saying the Kites, you know, losing finalists last year, they'll be hoping that they won't be playing in the Nationals this year, won't they?
Well,
if they are, that means that they got relegated.
Yeah, exactly right.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're not going to see a repeat this season like we did with Elmwood Park, having obviously played on Sky Sport and then being part of the National Winter Club and winning it.
What a start from Kevin again. Just ever reliable, isn't he?
Yeah, really putting pressure on his opposite, Raywin Rennell. Yeah, that one's going to have too much into the ditch. Little clap from Aidan Takarua to Kevin Morris. Appreciation for the work done by the old Sea Dog. A nickname he loves that Miles Davis gave to him.
I first gave him the Iceman, and he wasn't overly fond on that, but I think he prefers that one now. But see, if you give people the option of two bad things and one worse than the other, then they suddenly appreciate the one that they thought was bad. That's what I do with my kids.
And you can't pick your own nicknames anyway. That's
not up there. Exactly.
They're given to you.
Exactly. There's a few people who have done it over the years, but usually pompous asses.
Aidan Takarua's first bowl, sitting alongside the back bowl of Manurewa. Shane Drabble's going to finish quite short with his first.
Probably have to adjust both aspects of that one.
Yeah, he's under a bit of pressure early, isn't he?
Yep.
Shane?
He's not afraid of playing with weight and playing the drive, Shane Drabble, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some weight with this
really
second one.
I can see too much, actually.
Yeah, rather than a drive, it'd be a weighted bowl, wouldn't it?
I think
he's just going with the draw.
Getting the second shot here would be a really good result.
And he can almost use his first bowl as a bit of a guide, get inside that. He's well inside that.
That's a great
shot. Pretty good home here.
That is a great shot.
It's going to be a very good second. So he's done exactly what you said. So cuts it to one. But the Pirates on the board first here. One end done of 5 first set. It's the Point Chevalier Pirates 1, the Manurewa Kites 0.
I mean, he wasn't that far away from actually taking the shot as well.
Yeah.
But like you say, Joe, sometimes you've got to live to fight another day.
Dead right. Dropping a 3.
Drop a 1 is fine.
Dropping a 3 in the first end just isn't good.
Yeah, showed great composure there because you could be tempted to think, well, my first draw was so bad, maybe I'm just going to play with a bit of weight here.
No, I think it's the job of a skip to, when the front two didn't start very good in that first end, it is the job of a skip just to consolidate and try and get second shot. And I think the front two appreciate that and lift a little bit.
Steve Bicknell back to work. BOWLS3FIVE debut. Shane Drabble liked it halfway down. He's going to finish within a foot of the jack. Settling into his work nicely. Jenny Stockford, who's been a member of the Pirates all 3 seasons of BOWLS3FIVE here on Sky Sport.
That's right, yeah, she was a member of the winning side in that first year, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was the winning lead in that Point Chev triple in year 1.
If we have anything like the 2 games we had last night, we'll be lucky.
It's good entertainment last night, wasn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic, yeah.
The standard was set so high, wasn't it? It's really put a lot on all the players taking part today. If we get anything like that, those 2 games.
Bit of weight here.
Yeah, Kevin Morris playing with weight after 2 good bowls off the front from Steve Bicknell. Unfortunate for Morris, all he did was knock away the short bowl of Jenny Stockford. Now Raywin Rennell also on her BOWLS3FIVE debut for the Kites.
Stay on the island, you're good, but I don't think you are. Good try, mate. Go again, mate. You get them both. Get the jack.
Takarua saying more of the same, please, Kevin Morris. Obviously, there's no short blue bowl to get in the way this time.
Got someone.
He knows something's going. Oh, look at that. Perfectly done.
Wow.
Is that cracking the double yoke, is it, Joe?
No, it's a bit more than that, I think.
That's like conkers.
Yeah, wonderfully done
Yeah.
by Kevin Morris. And Aiden Takarua knew pretty much halfway down again that he was going to get something good, and he got the absolutely perfect result.
It's a great reply, that one.
And it's a very
Good shot.
strange situation where we've... Oh, look at that from Raywin Renell. Great response after that from Kevin Morris. Yeah, it's only going to be 3 bowls each really now, because there's only 2 on the surface at the moment after the fronts played, which is quite rare because of the destructive work of Kevin Morris.
Well, he's hit the ground running, hasn't he?
Good.
I mean, a couple of great draws at the first
3
end.
good bowls out of 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we saw him skipping, didn't we, in season 2, Miles? So he's pretty accomplished in both facets of play, doing whatever this skip requires of him. This evening with Aiden Takarua, trying to beat that previous bowl from Raywin Renell, and he gets a toucher as well. Wonderfully done.
He's not a bad little player, is he, for a young
He
whippersnapper?
goes good, doesn't he? Tit for tat at the moment.
Well, we said at the beginning of this end that they got a bit of a hard task trying to meet the standard of last night, but they're doing exactly that.
And a great variety of shots as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we've seen them all so far.
Trying to emulate his previous bowl.
Except on a different hand.
Trying to get just inside.
Oh, I don't think he's got that one there.
Is it worth 3 to stay, Razor?
Oh,
Down the forehand, just
bit of weight.
under the line.
And just bump it out of the way.
Yeah. A bit too far under.
He's able to get rid of the shot bowl and then stay. Could have maybe turned it into 3, but doesn't quite hit the target. So 1 more to the Pirates. Point Chevalier now leading Manurewa 2-0 after 2 ends of 5. First set.
When are the nationals being held? Do you know? We got a
They're usually
finals of them. Obviously.
Yeah, they're usually in winter, so it's
Yeah.
obviously right at the end of the season, because it's been last couple of years it's been held indoors. Obviously COVID changed the date of it this year, and it was held in early August from memory. The year before that I think it was in May, so right at the end of the season, indoors at Nine Eye
more
Bowling Club.
Autumn than winter, isn't it? Surely. May?
Not
April's one of the hottest months of the year. Have you ever been in Auckland in April?
Well, that was Nine Eye though.
Oh,
Start of May.
sorry, sorry. You only get 3 days of summer day.
Well done, buddy.
Good start.
there, just get
After the
close,
initial
please.
first end, he settled into his role here.
Wanting this to slow down is Takarua.
Yeah, not a bad, Jen.
Don't change too much, Phil.
So not a bad home. And here from Drabble to Steve Bicknell. Don't change too much, pal. So pretty similar to his first. The same weight.
He's cringing a bit.
Speed's good again, Phil.
He likes the weight, this Drabble.
Well done, mate.
Didn't quite have the right line, but
Still
wasn't far
playing,
away.
played too good his last time, just drawing close.
Takarua just wanting Morris to do what he did on end 1. And a couple of lovely draws on the first end.
Stay there, Razor. Beating that one there, mate.
Continuing with the ditch-to-ditch length. Matt all the way back. Jack, the 2 metre mark from the ditch.
Going to a good home wherever it goes, Phil. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
You like
Just
that
a minute, you
equality?
beat that, you
They're
count.
both pal.
They're both pals.
All right, pal?
Yeah.
It wasn't Macbeth didn't
Good track, Kev.
it was him, wasn't it? He didn't like that, the fact that
The mate, I think it was Kevin Smith,
yeah,
wasn't it? It was calling people
calling
mate,
one of
yeah.
the female player mate. He didn't like it.
No. Well, he's old school.
Change nothing,
very,
Razor.
very.
It's been called
Change
worse.
nothing.
Madame.
He changed.
Ooh,
Easy, Bill.
who down?
Yeah, wants us to slow down. Oh,
Rush of blood, Razor.
could have
Yeah.
been worse if it
Yeah.
taken the jack back to all the blue bowls at the back.
If it had made the canary flap its wings a little bit.
Yeah, would have been relieved in the end that it went through the gap, but Kites are holding 3 as the skips change over. Hayden Takarua to the mat with around 15 seconds. So time to compose himself. Delivers with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. If you are just joining us for the first time, just a reminder, there is a shot clock for the skips, that's 30 seconds. For the rest of the players, it's 20. Shane Drabble. Looking to just add to the count.
Counter?
Yeah, I think Steve Bicknell liked it. A couple of claps halfway
Good
down.
shot.
Nah,
It's
man.
a fourth.
Now,
Be
Hayden's under a
brave.
bit of
Be
pressure.
brave.
Be brave?
Be brave. Forehand, take the canary into the cage, pick up yourself a 5.
It's only a little canary.
Oh.
Only 2 inches wide.
He's going the same hand
He's
as
trying
last time.
to
Yeah.
draw a second shot like Jabs did in the first end, I think.
Looks like he's
Hold.
gonna
Up.
just
got
gonna
great
sneak
weight.
in. Is it gonna sneak in?
Oh no, it finds its way through the gap. So
Well,
he
it's a
was
4
trying to
at
do
the moment,
just
isn't
that,
it?
grab second shot, but still 4 for the Kites, and the chance to make it 5 here, Shane Drabble. If he just tries to emulate what he did in 1, get a good second or a third or a fourth. Has he got
gets
the
round
weight?
that front one, it could well
Has he
do.
got the weight?
legs?
I think it's going to come up short,
Yeah.
but it will be 4. Big end for Manurewa
score.
on the board in a big way. 4-2. They now lead the Pirates. 3 ends played first set. And they're going to change up the length just slightly. They bring up the mat to the middle spot has Steve Bicknell. The Jacks are all still all the way back at the 2 metre mark.
Isn't it a crazy game? Like, you know, the Pirates didn't really get a bowl within a yard
No.
in that end. You know, it wasn't anything close, really, really close. Like,
From
like-
what we've seen the previous
like
2
Kevin's
ends.
been
yeah.
playing, you know, you would have expected something a little bit closer, but
Start
it just happens. You don't know why.
Going good, mate.
You just don't generally want all 3 to go off on the same end.
No.
You know, whereas
Now you want all 3 coming back at
Yes,
the same
exactly.
time. Try and close this up.
And that really shows the value of what Shane Drabble did do on the first
Definitely.
end by
Definitely.
cutting it to just a 1.
Only
So
that much off,
keeping
Bix.
the
Big.
Kites in contention in that first set, not losing it early,
big bowls, you know.
and then capitalising on the opportunity when it came.
I think he'll be disappointed that he didn't pick up a 5th.
Yes, he will
Yeah,
be.
the
He
massive
had a
opportunity
good,
there.
good
today.
yard with not
Yeah.
much danger.
Well done, pal.
And with 3 up with 2 ends to go, it's starting to look
Change hands, Jenny.
reasonably good.
Well, the question will be, will we see another first set power play? 2 last night, both games.
Yeah.
First set power play.
Don't think we will tonight. Not this game.
Right back.
Yeah, if this was the score going into the 5th end,
Yes,
I think
yes,
we might have
yes.
from the Pirates. But
Yeah,
given,
stay there, Razor.
you're right,
Keep pumping
whoever
down there,
wins
love.
this end, especially if it's only a 1, you're up by 3 if you're the Kites. Pirates thinking, well,
You've got to get a
we're
2.
needing at least a 2
Yeah,
to win the
with
set.
power play.
And then, obviously, for the Kites, there's no real need to use it.
Might just need to find a friend, I think.
Still a bit of room.
And on the flip side, of course, if the Pirates win this, and I don't think there's really a need to use the power play on the last if it's just a one-shot deficit.
One shot wins the game.
This is true.
With a power play,
Yeah.
so
Potential.
Get a nice one.
good shot.
Yeah, well played, Kev. One hit.
But they
Pull
won't
them down, raise
have
that
the
down.
last bowl. That's
Don't be
the
scared to take
Right.
a
which
bit
they
of grass,
often
matey.
like with the power play, doesn't it? Having that last bowl.
Generally, most of the skips in this year's competition like the last bowl.
Don't know if Raywin Renell likes that one.
No, that's
Reaction on the
going,
mat.
Speed, pal.
that's going long.
But not all bad there.
Make it 2. Touch is good.
Got a bit of help from the previous bowl at the back to stay on the rink.
Bit of track.
Takarua likes the track from
Hurry.
Morris second.
Hurry.
Yep.
Urging it on.
shots.
It's a nice little
Two good
touch off
shots.
that
Unlucky. Good ball.
Kites bowl. So holding 2 now, the
Yeah,
Pirates.
Swung on you quite viciously there.
Takarua jogging back to the mat. Travel more of a power walk. Getting to the mat with plenty of time. 5 seconds.
looking.
He gets his delivery away, and here comes the weighted effort.
He is
Get the
close.
jack,
He is
and he's
close.
got the
What
jack
a
now.
shot.
From 2 down, they now hold 3.
What a shot.
Brilliantly done by Shane Drabble. Controlled weight.
Not a lot really that Aiden can do.
No,
is there.
he's just looking for second shot, and it's tough to get second shot. But unfortunately, where Kevin put his second bowl, just it forced Shane's hand a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the reaction from Takarua as well. It was almost a
Yeah.
bit of a grimace when he
said
saw that
unlucky.
second one. Yeah.
It's a good bad one.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not going to change the situation. We'll get one more opportunity, Takarua. Drabble will try and draw to the ditch as well. Chance to make it a 4th.
Yeah, you can't really do any damage here, can you?
No.
Such.
He's just drawing away.
Hurry.
Not enough on that one.
Nope, doesn't like this one either.
So it could be quite a big couple of ends for the Kites here. If he's not able to get this one to hold up, it's a pretty good effort, and that will be a second. Oh, just falls in. So close from Aiden Takarua. So 3 more for the Kites, 7-2. They now lead the Pirates after 4 of the 5 ends first set. And that is pretty much the first set in the bag. Given no power play is coming out from either skip. And so Pirates need a 5 in the final end just to draw the first set. That's unlikely.
The way Shane's playing, yes, it is unlikely, but you have seen sillier things happen.
Speed is real good, Vix. Starter, mate. Going good, pal.
He's gone really good after the first end. Might
Yeah,
have been
exactly.
just a little bit of nerves, but he settled in really well.
On his debut here on BOWLS3FIVE on Sky Sport, along with his number 2, Raywin Renell,
Hold up.
against a very experienced point
Yeah,
shed
start
triple. Takarua
Reply.
and Stockford having
One down, mate. Just draw close, pal.
been around since season 1. Takarua playing in nearly all of their games. Morris been a mainstay since last season.
How's your speed this time, mate?
They haven't been daunted, have the Kites.
Try, mate.
Same ball.
I'd imagine we'd see the power play from the
Sit down,
Pirates
sit.
first
Get lucky.
end.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
We'll see. It's not what they use,
No,
not
no,
their
stay there,
usual
Ray.
style,
No,
but
no,
I would like to see it.
I think they're going to be.
Yeah.
They're just going to look at it and think,
Second's good
blimey,
as
it's been
first at
there.
the
Let's
moment.
just go out and do it.
Yeah. We'll see
Monte
what-
Carlo will bust.
Stockford's second bowl, resting right on Bicknell's second. Just following it down the green.
Speed, buddy. Good, mate.
Let's go drill there.
Lots of positivity from Shane Drab, wasn't there?
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself.
Really encouraging his teammates on. Even when they haven't got the perfect bowls, you know, he's seeing something good in it.
Gotta go a lot.
Still only one race, so you can change now, matey. Close you can.
See, went from pal to matey there. Is that a promotion? Or?
I think it is. Yeah.
When you really want them to listen, I think you say matey.
Oh,
This might get the jack here.
Got
it. Touch it towards those orange bowls. Perfect from Raywin Rennell. Yeah, great stuff, mate, indeed.
Now, Joe, have you ever seen anyone get a 5
Let's do
from
it,
this
touch
position?
it. Need to try and get it till we can kill it.
In normal play, you can kill it and start again.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they don't have that option here.
Yeah. If the end is killed, the jack will be respotted where it started.
Very hard now.
Yeah. Yeah, when you've got one bowl out of play,
Very good team.
it can't count. And Shane Drabble very happy as he makes his way to the mat. Great work done off the front by Steve Bicknell and Raywin Rennell.
Even proves his second bowl on the first end. How big was that in the context of where they're at now?
Yeah,
And his
got themselves in a bit of a hole.
And his front two have, you know, almost said, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Basically, they, I
We'll
mean,
help
they were sort of playing sort of cover defence, weren't they? They were looking, steering 3 down, and he managed to cut it down to 1. Then they lost another 1. They were 2-0 down, and since then,
Haven't they stepped up in these last 3 ends? Not a million miles away.
that's fantastic.
That's a very good shot.
Great bowl from Aidan Takarua.
Lovely weight as well. It was just to nudge it out of the way.
And Aidan will know, probably can't get the 5 here, but a chance to win the end and take a bit of momentum into the second set.
Shane would be want to nudge the jack back towards this other lot, and it's just going past that.
Doesn't change the situation.
Push that one through for 3.
So Morris sees an opportunity to turn into 3 here.
That's good, you know, if you can do this, it gives him a bit of confidence going into the next set.
It's just going to be a bit wide, but gets a nice fortunate touch off one of his wide bowls. And it'll just be the 1. So the Pirates score on the 5th and final end. But the first set goes to the Manurewa Kites, 7-3. They take it. They were down 2-0 early, but big ends on the 3rd and 4th. And 7-3, they take the first end. We'll be back shortly with all the second set action here on Sky Sport.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the Newland Bowling Club in Auckland as we get ready for second set action, and we have a power play right from the outset.
Nice.
Shane Drabble,
Nice.
bold move in his first skipping duties of BOWLS3FIVE here on Sky Sport. After winning the first set as well for the Kites.
We're big fans of that, aren't we, Joe?
We are.
I'm very disappointed in Aidan, actually, that he didn't get the old Pirates card out. But
Well,
apparently,
maybe I would have loved a double power play there.
why not? And
Perfect opportunity for it.
Apparently, he asked his teammates, and they turned him down.
Well, it's good. It's consensus. He's
Yeah,
after it.
nothing like, yeah.
He doesn't
but
just go rogue.
I'm the old school, mate. Benevolent dictatorship. What do you reckon we should do? You know, it's like we have a discussion with the children. We all talk about, you know, what was right, what was wrong. Then they all decide that I was right, and I think that's what it should be.
This is a very attacking play, though. You know, you win the first set.
You don't have the last bowl, which is what you traditionally do when you call the power play. So yeah, you're dead right. It's a chance to really put the foot on the throat here. And like you say, Joe, time and time again, if it doesn't work, it just becomes a four-end game.
Yep. And like Shane said,
Hurry, mate.
he said, I struggle to know when to play it anyway,
stuff.
so
Look at that. There we go.
yeah, great bowl.
Next level.
He's really settled in, hasn't he? Like you were saying.
He
You know,
has.
a bit of nerves on the first end, but after that, since then.
Yeah, first time dealing with this break situation as well, given it's his first appearance. Steve Bicknell, he hasn't had to deal with the break in a game of bowls before like that.
Right up, Jenny.
That's,
No issue.
That can be your homework for the week. The stats
Great bowls
study
again. Very good. Two
on,
great
that,
bowls.
on the second game of the evening, because that break is a long break.
Right.
This one here you could just about
Just
get
draw
away
it,
with
mate.
it.
Make
That
that
second
your
one's
white.
quite a long break, 10, 15 minutes. How much? You
Yeah,
know,
what's the
winning,
record of
Yeah.
teams, yeah.
How many tie breaks on the second game compared to the first game, perhaps? Be a good stat to know.
Yep. You asked for it, Joe. I'll deliver.
Very good, mate.
For week 6 of BOWLS3FIVE, of course, there's 4 games
Wayne,
each
wait
week
a minute over.
here
You're
on Sky
twice as
Sport.
good. If you miss wide, you're in a good spot. This hand, please.
Nice polite young man.
Yeah, no, there's please and thank yous. Aidan Takarua. Kevin Morris asking if he's playing on the backhand, and Takarua said no, forehand please. Doesn't
Same
get
again,
the
Razor, only
I
one
think
thing.
line
that's what
and
he
weight
asked for,
right.
was it?
No, that's not where he wanted it. I'd be surprised Kevin Morris makes the same mistake with the second.
Give this one a little bit.
Just give it a bit more gas.
Yeah, that's going to go flying past.
Might just sit on the back orange bowl.
Good, mate.
That last ball's your jack. You're slightly narrow is fine. Just trying to beat that.
So you're trying to rest off that orange, knock that orange out of the way.
I think, yeah, Takarua wants a blue bowl back,
Might not be all bad there.
back amongst the orange bowls. Pretty much wanted to land on the previous bowl from Raywin Renell, is narrow. Knowing that he's holding shot, Takarua, trying to deny the Kites on the power play.
Tries to swing it very straight.
I'll go quick, Bix.
He said it's a quick fix.
Going quicker.
So there's a drive here from Shane Drabble, and he has a powerful drive, we know that. He's had the
That's,
opportunity. Missed the target, but he'll get another opportunity. Sure, he had the finesse earlier with a weighted bowl that took the jack into the ditch, this time going for raw power with the drive. Aidan Takarua just trying to get amongst the back bowls, I think, which currently are the orange ones of the Kites. And unfortunately, just sits up.
Wow.
Happy with that,
That could be
Takarua.
very handy.
Could be.
Here he goes again.
Yeah, you should see another drive from Shane Drabble. Here we come. Has he got the target this time? No, he knew straight away. Out of the hand. Almost a replica of the first. So now Aidan Takarua will change. look to maybe see if he can draw another. Very fine margins. Holding shot are the Pirates on the Kites power play. Can he turn it into 2 here? No, he sees it's coming under. So 1 for the Pirates, but an important one because it came on the Manurewa power play. So the Pirates take a 1-0 lead in this second set and deny the Kites on their power play. I think for a moment there, Jenny Stockwell was about to roll out the jack, as you do in normal bowls, not here on BOWLS3FIVE where the jack is placed. Just routine, wouldn't it, Joe?
Definitely.
When you're a lead, like Jenny Stockford is, you're used to rolling out the jack.
Game starts with the roll of the jack, doesn't it? It's the first time we've seen it happen,
No.
I think.
Surprisingly,
Won't be
really.
the last.
Because you see the jack there, oh, go pick it up. It's the difference we, of course, have in year 3 of BOWLS3FIVE here on Sky Sport as well. We're playing both ends rather than just playing down to one end like we did the first 2 seasons.
Wake's pretty good.
So there is a jack placed at both ends of the green.
And there was only one place for the mat last year as well, wasn't there?
Yes, yeah.
Well done, Jen. Good adjustment.
Why was that? Was it for the cameras or?
Yeah, we are only playing one way.
Okay. Yeah, yep.
I think there were 3 places you could put the jack.
Yes, there was,
Okay.
yeah.
But only 1 for the mat.
Okay.
And obviously, with the extra options, you can't actually play short
No,
because that's
not long enough.
So that's why we haven't seen that.
Speed's good again, Phil.
Not the regulation length.
Hurry. Put it hard.
Yeah, mate, yeah, that's good. If you're under your landed bowl, draw the white.
More encouragement from Shane Drabble to Raywin Ronell.
Got a bit of pace with this just to land something down
Might
here.
take the
Grabs
canary,
the
don't it?
jack.
Oh,
Gonna
she's got it.
move it back to that orange
Good
ball
shot.
at the back.
Give it a chance
So
down
from 2
there.
down to 2 up.
Just underneath, that's
Great bowl from Raywin Ronell.
Oh, Shane did call it, you know, if you get underneath the jet, you can sit on over the blue bowl, but got the perfect.
front, be a real goodie.
Takarua likes this one.
Hold. Hold. Bit of it.
Yeah, gets it.
Slightly more room.
Bit on the jack. Doesn't stay, unfortunately. So it still
By the way,
remains
Race, whatever
2.
you're comfortable with, mate.
Ronell, the freedom to do with whatever she wants. And this second bowl, second end.
I quite like that if the skip doesn't have a, you know,
This could end up knocking the blue out of the way almost. Oh, just...
it gives the player responsibility to pick their hand and take ownership of what they're doing.
And whatever they're comfortable as well,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most. Takarua gets to the mat, 10 seconds. There's a couple of seconds to compose himself. Delivers with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time up his sleeve. Looking to turn this head back in the Pirates' favour. Unfortunately for him, he's going to run into one of the short, wide bowls of the Kites. Shane Drabble's going to follow a similar line to that previous one, but now with that Kites bowl not being there, too much weight, but given that Takarua is going to probably play with weight, it's going to be in a decent home.
I think he'll be looking at drawing here. He's 3, possibly 4 down, isn't he?
Yeah, 2 down, I believe. Has this got the weight?
No, it's coming well short and
Yeah,
under.
it's gonna Not
big
going to make
chance
around
here.
that short orange bowl.
This is what we call the Edgewood shot, where you have to go in and
Coming down here,
make the most of it.
Too right.
This is my last one in the measure. No.
So, big opportunity here for Shane Drabble, and he's had these chances previously. He has delivered, but he's going to run into that wide bowl. Didn't have the weight either. So they're going to take away 2, and certainly holding 2. 2 in a measure perhaps. I think it is just 2, looking at virtual there, but we're going to get Sue Rossiter to do some work though. Umpire's going to come on and... Oh,
Sue, get out there and do some work.
Raywin Rennell was going to do it, and then saw Sue coming on.
Which is what normally happens, isn't it? Players
Players measure first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually the umpire's just called on if the players can't work it out between themselves, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah. Generally, you both get a go to measure it, and if both can't decide, then the umpire comes on. But
Yeah, it's great having the skips mic'd up. You could tell that Aiden Takarua believes that they've got the 3rd shot. Shane Drabble suggesting as much as well. Miles Davis is walking down the green.
Both of you, mate, you can come over, both of them come over for a
skips.
quick chat. Firstly, Shane, very gutsy move, mate, to play the power, but it didn't quite work out for you, though.
No, not really. I think I might have made a bit of a mistake there. I thought they had the white, but anyway, it doesn't matter. In or out.
Right, in or out.
Yeah.
And what about you? Now, you look like you're just about to play your
Yeah, we're
one.
playing ours now. We got last bowl, and we're just going to go fingers crossed that we have it before I have to play it.
Yeah, no, fair enough indeed. Well done. Well, best of luck, lads. You're playing a good game.
There's a bit of confusion down there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. It's just making Sue Rossiter do a lot of work by the looks of things.
So, was 2 kicked away, or was it just 1 kick? There was 2 kicked away.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
there's 2 definite.
and I think she's pulled another one out too.
A 3rd, so
Yeah.
this is for
I
a
think
4th.
This is for 4.
No, that's not. That surely isn't. That's...
So 3 for the Manurewa Kites. Certainly look more like a 2 on the virtual circles, but they pick up a 3rd, and here comes a power play from Aiden Takarua.
Thank you, mate.
And the Point Chev Pirates, letting Miles know moments ago. Now handing it over to Joe Edwards. So, after dropping a 3 on the previous end, relatively straightforward decision, I think, for the Pirates.
Yep, last bowl.
Back with the last bowl on the 3rd end. 2nd set. Of course, a set they must win if we're to go to a tiebreaker.
I think Shane was saying that he might have made a bit of a mistake thinking that...
Yeah, well, he thought he had the last, yeah.
Because it's the winner of the first set gets to play.
That's right, not
and I
the
think he
person.
thought the last end, who won the last end.
Which is fair enough. If you play 99% of your bowls that you play, that's
Whoever
the way it
wins
goes.
the end, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And his first time skipping here. BOWLS3FIVE on Sky Sport. He's obviously skipped in this form of bowls. First time this season here.
Perfect track.
With all the cameras, bright lights, our virtual crowd at the Newland Bowling Club.
I wanted to be sort of more Christian, because I could have said to him, well, the mistake you made was driving on the wrong side of the road. Because basically he had 2 chances, didn't he? And he missed them both. That might have made a bit of a difference.
Yes, definitely.
Going good, Phil.
Jack high, you can beat it.
Yeah, appreciating the work of his lead there, Shane Drabble. Talking about Steve Bicknell, very consistent off the front.
2 good bowls again.
Takarua in the power play, wanting something here from Jenny Stockford in reply. It's not finding the right green.
If you touch it, it's real good.
Simple instructions there from Drabble to Raewyn Ronell. If you get a touch on the jack like she has previously and move it back towards the orange bowls.
Good too, mate. Hurry. Get it
She's
back.
played it well.
Oh, look at that.
Nice shot.
Just as Drabble mentioned, perfectly executed.
Staying on, you'll be good.
Takarua trying to slow this one down. Doesn't ever seem to work. Goes into the ditch.
Finish here, that's good. If you count, that's good as well, mate.
So, Raewyn Ronell will continue on the backhand side. Looking to just add to this count.
Pass again, pal.
Drabble liking it halfway down.
Hurry.
Now urging it on. Oh, it's going to be a fourth.
Wait, it's a nice little up shot. Jack can pop forward if you get it off that. Straight at the inside half of that one.
This is an important bowl for the Pirates.
Get a result though.
Yes. Oh, it just slides in front of the head, but does cut the count, I think, by 1.
Yeah.
So it was 4, only cuts it by 1, so 3. The Kites are holding. This, of course, is the Pirates' power play.
I think Aiden's almost conjuring up a shot where the jack comes back up the green. Hello.
That's where his blue bowls are.
Great shot. That's a very good shot.
That's a very good shot.
Yeah.
Knocks away the 4th, and it makes it 4 again for the Kites. So all the work to do for the Pirates skip, Aiden Takarua.
He's well capable of doing it though.
I think he's going to play down off the left orange. Get the bit of a
Here comes
rub
some
inside
weight.
for a bit of the jack.
Has he come up empty? He has followed pretty much the same line that Shane Drabble did last time we played this way.
White's not really going anywhere against us, is it, Bix? I'm happy to leave that alone.
So he's quite happy to leave this backhand side alone. Doesn't want to give anything for Aiden to work off.
Is there a minimum length that he'll have to bowl at?
Yeah, there is. Yep, I think it's is it the bowl 14 metres off the mat. Don't quote me. I think the jack's 18.
Because you could do a real Snyder one and just sort of bung it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
10
you've
yards
seen
out front,
blocks happening halfway up the green.
There he goes. Certainly looks like he's limbering that shoulder.
Yeah, this is not going to be short. The drive from Takarua, is he
Looks
on target
better.
this time? He's got 1 out, but just 1. So 3 to the Kites on the Pirates power play, and they take charge in the second set, 6-1. They now lead the Pirates. All the work to do for Point Chev to end the play second set.
Yeah, you can see Aiden's not happy with himself now, and he realises that he looks at the scoreboard. It's a big mountain to climb from
Yeah,
there.
they need
Without the power play.
Yeah.
6 and 2, isn't it? They need.
Yeah, because a draw, of course, not going to be good enough for Point Chev after dropping the first set. They need to win the set outright to send us to a tiebreaker.
Hurry, pal.
The Kites have just, like we saw a couple of teams, like we saw the Stoke Thunder last night, and phases there where all 3 of them were firing, and now they're just piling pressure on pressure.
Yeah, just kind of suffocating them, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
just putting all the pressure on from word go, and
We've got to say the changes have worked. You know,
Steve's
they
playing well.
which completely changed their lineup pretty much. Shane Drabble, the only player continuing in the triple, but in a new role as skip after playing 2 last week. A new lead, a new number 2. And it has worked for Manurewa after they dropped their last 2 games. So far, so good. As they look to post their 3rd win of the season and to join that chasing pack behind the Elmwood Park Saints.
Pretty congested, isn't it?
Yeah, the
teams on
Stokes
9.
Valley Vipers can emerge from that pack and join Elmwood Park at the top of the table if they beat them in our feature game coming up at 7 p.m. here on Sky Sport.
Yeah, that's going to be
But if Elmwood Park
game.
win, there's going to be about 5 teams, 4 points behind, 6 points behind them with 3 wins from 5.
Now down there, Razor. Just second shot's good, mate. Land the bowl, white to there.
And for Manurewa now, it's about limiting the damage, isn't it, Joe?
For sure.
You're happy to give up a 1 or even a 2 on an end. It's not going to be too fatal.
Looks a bit
All
wide.
good, pal.
Stack it up.
Well, there is an opening here for Point Chev. It hasn't been the best work by Manurewa off the front so far.
There's not too much for Shane to work with at the moment. Unless, of course, he just gets hold of that canary and shoves it into his little cage.
Counts. That's 3.
This time, Razor.
Something close.
Well, that's what he was asking for, just a second or 2. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could afford to drop a 1 here and you stroll into the, even a 2 and you feel reasonably comfortable in the last end, but it doesn't look as if he's going to get anything.
Weight's good, mate. Make it another one.
Just abandoned ship this end, haven't they?
Yeah, they've said, Shane Drabble, you can take care of proceedings on this end.
Bit of pressure.
Yeah, a bit of pressure for the kite skip, because there could be a 4th coming in here for Point Chev if this holds up, or maybe sits on that. No, it's not going to sit on the kite's bowl. That's going to give them something at the back as well, so not the worst result.
Once the white moves, it's hard on that.
So holding 3 are the Pirates. As the players cross over, Skip's marching to the mat.
A bit quick.
He's going to get a good fortune. No, I thought he might get some fortune off the wide bowl.
Tell you what, this is
This is exactly what you didn't want if you're the Kites. And it's put all the pressure on Drabble with his final bowl. And Takarua, of course, will have the last say on this end. Comes up short. Not going to change the situation. Still holding 3 Point Chev.
The big bowl here.
Needs just a good second or a good 3rd here he'll be happy with.
going to get past that
He's
front
under
one,
a
though.
bit. Oh,
Oh, unfortunately, they actually pushed the blue bowl and made it 4.
This is, I mean, this is just an absolute disaster.
And
You know,
now Takarua can make it 5 and we can be level going into the 5th and final end in the 2nd set quite remarkably.
and again, it's exactly the same going this way, where the Kites haven't got a bowl within a yard. It's like the Pirates didn't that when they dropped their 4.
And that's going to be enough. Should be enough for 5. Big end, and we're all tied up. 6 apiece now playing the 5th and final end 2nd set. Well, I was almost ready to say that the Kites had won this match.
It's almost inexcusable.
Well,
I know
it
it's
just
bowls.
happens. It just happens. I mean,
Yeah.
why do you know?
Well, the way that
front
they've
two
been
have gone
playing is just
brilliant.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, unexpected completely. They drop a 5 like that.
We were just talking about them suffocating the
Yeah,
Pirates,
just
and now
came
they've
out of
gone and
nowhere.
put a bag over their own head, sort of thing, almost, and just coming up for air now. And can they recover? I mean, that's what you've got to worry about now. You just got to get it out of your mind, haven't
That's
you?
it. Oh, look, it's one end. You just got to score. That's.
And we've seen the Pirates change it up. The mat's been brought all the way up, which we haven't seen so far tonight. The jack placed on the 2-metre mark. So again, switching up the length. The Pirates trying to perhaps unsettle the Kites.
Shane's got last bowl. Will he have to play it, boys? Will he?
Hurry.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. I want the contest. I want it to go down to the wire. Of course, Shane Drabble will hope he doesn't have to play his last bowl.
Stay your hand, pal.
But really, I still can't quite get over that. And the way it just, they were playing so well, and it suddenly just in the next end it was all gone.
They've both just had that one end, and but each set, haven't they?
Yeah, Pirates had a bad one. They dropped a 4 in the first set after dropping a 3 in the previous as well. So a couple of bad ends for the Pirates. But yeah, that one in particular where they got nothing close.
Yeah, nothing.
And Shane Drabble actually had a chance to make it 5, didn't he?
Got it. Shot.
Touch it. Kevin
shot.
Morris. And drags the jack a bit closer to those blue bowls.
Falls against the bias. You know, normally they fall with the bias, and it would have just snaffled the jack. Oh.
Those are the ones that frustrate the players, aren't they?
Yeah. It provides a bit of a
Hunting
target.
for the shot bowl here.
Good try, mate.
Gets a piece of it, but doesn't quite move it out of the area. So still holding 1 a point Chev. Great effort though from Raywin Ronell.
Nice.
Get the hole and stay on.
Something similar, Razor.
More of the same from Raywin Ronell, says Shane Drabble. Something similar. This one looks
too
wide.
wide.
Yeah, it's too
Quicker.
much green.
Just too quick. More is the point.
Well, here we go.
I know.
Comes down to the skips. Of course, a draw. It can't be in the second set. It's going to be a win for either. Is it going to be the Kites winning in straight sets, or is it the Pirates winning the second to force us to a tie-breaker end? Pirates holding shot as the skips now duel to decide this match.
Yeah, is it going to get round there?
Hurry. Hurry down.
And that's enough for second. So
Just draw it dead, Raven says. Just draw it dead.
Shane Drabble has come up with some big bowls playing this way. Has he got another one on the shot ball? Oh, unfortunate, similar to Raywin Ronell's. It doesn't stay there. Just got a slice on the shot ball rather than a good firm connection.
So as I said, he will play his last ball.
Well, barring misfortune.
Oh yeah, barring, yeah.
Look, he's not far away. He just needs to beat his last bowl here. Oh, that's tidied up very nice.
Oh, that's
What a
made it
shot.
very difficult now. It's going to have to be perfect here, Shane Drabble.
He's got to play with a bit of weight.
Yeah.
Get onto the shot bowl.
Too skinny.
Back.
Play with that controlled weight. We have seen him
He's not bad.
do well.
He is
when
not
he dragged
bad.
the jack into the ditch. Oh, where's it going to finish up? Unfortunately for him, it finishes up right next to a point Chev bowl, and the Pirates take the second set.
Wow.
By, is it just 1? 2 it is. So now they're having a bit of a discussion about what to do in the tiebreaker in the Pirates. But there will be a toss to decide who has the jack.
That was unfortunate.
And
Oh,
a toss between the skips.
He's hit it absolutely perfect. Bouncing off a back bowl. Don't really know where it's going to go, what angle you're going to hit it on, but what a great shot. So it looks like the Pirates have the mat, so the Kites will have the final bowl.
And Jenny Stockford bringing the mat all the way up, just like we had in the previous end, the last end of the second set. And the jack at the 2 metre mark. Pirates 0-2, tiebreaker ends this season. Kites 1-0, played just the one, and they were successful.
Great start.
Pirates losing a tiebreaker last week to Manurewa, also lost to the Gore Rams, where the Kites had a tiebreaker in victory over Royal Oak.
Close to Vicky. Well done, pal.
Good shot. Great shot.
You feel that tension in the air again as well. It's just like last night now when we got there in a different sort of a more circuitous route, shall we say. But the scenery wasn't quite as nice.
So much riding on this tiebreaker end. The winner stays in touch with the top sides. The loser loses touch and is maybe more destined for a relegation fight.
Got a good weight again.
There's two sides coming into this game, sitting 5th and 6th on the table. Only separated by
Last one, Vigil. Just join in the area.
set differential.
It's two great bowls.
He's been pretty reliable off the
Tie-break
front,
end.
Steve
Yeah.
Bicknell. Kevin Morris, who started very well for the Pirates.
All right. Shane won't have to play his last bowl.
Woo.
Wait,
Wow.
I'll make that call now.
Big call.
All right.
Bang.
A lot of bowls to be played, Miles Davis.
No, no,
Lot
hey, there's
of
no point in
bowls.
me saying, oh, right at the last minute when he's sort of got it in his hand whether he's going to play it or
Really
not.
cool.
No, I like it. It's brave.
This looks like it might be all right if it can
Yeah,
duck
very
in.
good
It just
home
needs to
Get
duck
around
in.
there and split those blues. That's a really good shot.
Yeah. Giving them something amongst those blue bowls if there is movement of the jack. Trying to make a correction from his first, Kevin Morris. Looks on the wide side again.
Same again, mate.
So the Kites holding a couple on the tiebreaker end to decide this contest. Manurewa took the first set,
Does it mean they're
Pirates took the
travelling?
second.
Any weight, pal?
Woo. Fast arm.
That was the express.
Yeah,
doesn't
that one's
stop
not
for
going to stay on the
passengers.
surface. So only 3 Kites bowls out of 4 on the green, but 2 of them are counting. That's the most important thing.
Righto.
Now it's over to the skips once more. And this time the tables are turned. It's Drabble who's in control of the head.
He's turned his back on this one.
It's not usually a good sign.
Yeah, a little bit wide.
Wasn't that bad.
I think he realised it was wide the whole way, so.
He prepared himself
Is this-
for his next.
That's called a shoulder, isn't it, that? Orange
Yeah,
bowl
it
to
is.
the left there.
Yeah,
That's a bit shoulder,
nice.
isn't it?
Yeah, yep, it is. It's a usable shoulder too.
Yeah.
Righto, Aiden.
Urging this on, Drabble. It's not got the weight. It's finished well short. Slightly tense bowls from both skips with their first. Who will make the better correction with their second?
He's quizzically looking at it. I think the
Need
line
something
looks better.
here, otherwise it'll be
The
shake
line
hands
looks
time.
better. Was it holding up out there? Yeah.
Oh, it's going to go right through the gap. So
Well,
it
I'll
is
tell you.
shake hands time, and
Really
it is
cool.
the Manurewa Kites taking it 2-0 in the tiebreaker end. And you are right, Miles Davis. Shane Drabble does not have to play his final bowl. 2 shots to the Kites on the tiebreaker end. And after a couple of defeats the Kites back in the winner's circle, doing it in that tiebreaker end. We're joined by their skip, Shane Drabble. Congratulations.
Yep, cheers. Dropping 5s, 2 from home doesn't really help, but makes it exciting. It's a viewer's game.
What are you going? How are you going to explain that when you get back to the club rooms?
Listen, we'll take the win. Won't have to explain anything. We've got a great group of people back at the club and supporting us, and even from our whole centre. And you know, we've copped a couple of hidings in the last 2 games, but to come back and win this, and they'll be behind us 100%. They're a great lot of people.
It takes a fair bit, because when you're 5 up with only 2 ends to play and you're looking good, it's to suddenly drop 5. How did you compose yourself? I mean, was it hard?
No, not really. Like, you're playing against guys like Ada, or everybody, the whole lot of them are good, so you've got to get it close, and if you don't, you're going to drop a number. Simple as that, pretty much.
And both teams did it, going the same way. You
Exactly.
both didn't get within a yard and dropped a 4 and a 5. You had a chance to get a 5.
Got lucky when I sort of put the white in the ditch fat, but anyway, a
That's
bit of
not
lucky
lucky.
every now and then doesn't go astray.
Well, you were very unlucky on your last one there, actually, where you could have actually won the game, and you played the shot you wanted to.
Yeah.
And is there any particular curse you say under your breath when things like that happen?
No, not really. It was a good end, actually. There was bowls on the head, so you let it go, and as Joe knows, sort of the white's going to go anywhere, so just cross your fingers, and if you hit it, you at least give yourself a chance.
There was one bowl for me that really it didn't win you the game by any means, but first end, you're 3 down, and you draw a really good second shot. I was saying to the boys, you know, those bowls are just huge in the context of a 5-end game, effectively.
Absolutely, Joe. Sort of like, because that's what we've done the last couple of games. We've dropped numbers early and just put ourselves on the back foot. So, you know, second shot in this game is just as good as a shot sometimes.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And bringing in Steve and bringing in Raywin as well, a triple that you played with at the National Winter Club worked well. The combination is one that seems to work for you guys. Yeah,
absolutely. Sort of we played a lot together, and we've done a good job, and like so proud of them today, like to just come in on the back foot like that. And Steve played really well, and Razor did her job, and it was really good fun.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations once again. You're back in that chasing pack now behind Elmwood.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just trying to get off the bottom, sort of, and we'll let the other bit take its place. But we're the leaders of our own destiny now, so it's all good. And hide everyone back in Manurewa. Cool.
Nice. Yeah, good work, Shane Drabble there, the skip of the Manurewa Kites, as we now look at some highlights of the action of that performance. The Kites taking out the first set 7-3 after trailing 2-0 early in the set. Some big bowls by Shane Drabble, the skipper. Some good work off the front, as Shane mentioned, from Steve Bicknell. The second set looked to be going their way as well. They led by a big margin, 6-1, with 2 ends to play. The power plays didn't work for either team, but then a 5 dropped by the Kites on the penultimate end, and then the Pirates won the 5th and final end to send us to a tiebreaker end, where it was the Kites who got the job done. And as I mentioned, they join a host of sides now trying to chase the Elmwood Park Saints, Joe, but so important, and as Shane mentioned, to really stay above that bottom 3 as well.
That's the fine line between chasing the top 3, but you just don't want to be in that bottom 3, and there's a huge pack there now. That's 2 games to go, it's all on.
Absolutely, as we see that result there, a tiebreaker in victory for the Manurewa Kites, their 3rd victory out of 5 games this season. Still to come, make sure you join us at 7 p.m, our feature game. It is the unbeaten Elmwood Park Saints taking on the Stokes Valley Vipers. As you'll see, it's the Elmwood Park Saints who are clear at the top of the table. The Kites now joining the Vipers, the Rams, the Thunder with 9 points, and the Pirates now with a bit of space to do, a bit of work to do to try and catch those leading sides, but an opportunity for the Vipers to join Elmwood at the top of the table. And we'll be back at 7 o'clock here on Sky Sport 3. Join us for that game between the Saints and the Vipers.